All right, welcome. My name is Tyler Wagner with Wagner Real Estate and here in Havertown, Pennsylvania. But today I've got a great guest, John Francisco from Mr. John's Music. And he is a business owner. He's located down in the Italian market in South Philly. And his business, he teaches, well, I'm gonna let him explain what his business is because I don't want to overstep. So John, welcome.
Hi, how you doing, Tyler?
Good.
My business. What is my business? I run music classes for all ages, but mostly we're a great big community center, arts community center. So we provide interactive, educational arts experiences for all people. The majority of our clientele, though, is families with children between birth and 10 years old.
Okay, sounds good. And you, when you're able to do adult classes as well, right?
Yep. So every night of the week we have adult classes running. We do monthly open mic nights. We have various events that happen in the studio throughout the course of the year. We have performances by local performance artists or musicians or bands. And typically I'll do a couple of self-produced performances every year. Last year I did an album called On the Record. It basically took an album and went from the first track to the end, a lesser known album that I thought people should be aware of. And I also do an adult baby music class for adults who want to, well, under the influence of whatever they want to be under the influence, pretend to be children for a second. And last year I did a Madonna show for that.
Oh, nice, nice. So the obviously you can't be doing all your classes right now in person. So I know you've kind of pivoted here. So talk about what you're doing now. I think it's very cool.
Yeah. So immediately into the COVID crisis, I rallied the troops here, and we started creating digital programming for our audience. So we worked first on a full television show format, because I knew I wanted something that was super spectacular, magical, surprising, equally engaging for parents and caregivers alike, in a digital format, basically what we do in our weekly class here at the studio. So all 9 of the teachers got together, and we, in 2 days, we filmed content for a full, almost an hour-long episode of Mr. John's Music, the TV show.
Okay.
And had another 2 days to do the editing. We put that out. And then immediately after that, we started creating shorter class videos. So every week we put out a class video of myself and a class video of the other lead early childhood teacher, Lily, about 20 minutes of content that makes them really feel like they're back in the classroom. It's through the perspective of a child. So either I'm the camera person or Lily is the camera person, depending on whose class it is. And we focus the camera from the perspective of the child a little bit lower. We do things like take off our shoes, enter the room. We say hello directly to the camera, a lot of direct address to the child, making the child feel like you're really talking to him or her or them. Yeah, and so that was at the outset of the crisis. And then once we started social distancing, then the majority of the staff has had to stay at home to contribute. So we started a recording studio down in the basement. 2 teachers and I have been able to work together since all of this went down. And we basically created a family where we only see one another. And all of the other teachers contribute from home. So we will record songs in GarageBand and then send the tracks to the drummer so that he can send us tracks, or to the clarinetist or the fiddle player so that we can make the sound better.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of inventive thinking about how do you make something super interesting with incredibly limited resources.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had, along with some of our other business cohorts, had the opportunity to be in your studio and go through one of your adult classes, which was great. So, I mean, it's a really, you put together quite an experience. It's pretty neat. So when people go out and watch that, I guess right now they can donate. I think I saw on your website, they can donate to you and to help out with everything at this point.
Yeah, there are different models that early childhood and just arts providers are using right now, and I've researched a ton of them. And for the most part, they are running through registration programs like Hello Sawyer, which is one of the big ones. And those are typically now about $10 a class, and they're Zoom format. But
Okay.
I had some fundamental issues with what one is capable of doing on Zoom. And also, the audience that we're speaking to mostly are, birth to 5-year-olds with this programming. And so it was important to me that it could be something that the parent or caregiver could access not more than once and not in a delineated time frame, that they could use it based on the scheduling that they needed to use it in. Also, I think that so many people are struggling right now financially, and that doesn't mean that they don't need or deserve to have access to quality programming. So our programming is pay what you can. It's all donation based, and it will be all donation based through the remainder of the COVID crisis, as long as we can cover the expenses of making the content, then we'll continue to do so.
Nice.
And I said this a couple of days ago to my adult choir class, which I'm running online, which is an interesting experience. But I've never felt more blessed to be a Philly business owner than since I asked for donations. The community's really rallied in an incredible way, and we're well underway of raising enough donations to make it through May. And then it's, a month at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope that folks who are in kind of my sphere of influence and past clients, I think we were about that conversation before about Havertown, which is where I live and work and everything else. The amount of kids per square block is pretty incredible. So hopefully, you folks can take advantage of this and check it out. We'll have John's website and everything else links up on the post. And, I'd say check them out. They're great. I've looked through a couple of them, shown to my kids. And John, you're very creative. It's awesome. I think it's a really, you can tell you take a lot of care in what you do. You don't just throw stuff up there. So it's awesome. And wish you a lot of luck with all the, month to month here. Hopefully things will look up here sooner and later.
Yeah, they will. I mean, we're going to be all right. We're going to make it through.
Absolutely. So, well, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it.
You got it, my friend.
All right.